Let's see, why don't, if you would, let's see. That's good, Jason. You okay. Here, let me. Let's put you right here. Yeah, that's good. Actually, you know what? I'll just stand up. I'm gonna give the microphone. I'll introduce.
Excellent. How's everybody doing out there today? You guys having fun? Nice.
I guess everybody here knows who this gentleman is. This is Jason Mraz. Give my hand here.
Howdy.
So proud to have him with us. Jason and I got to know each other just a little bit on the Rolling Stones no, it wasn't Bigger Bang.
It was a
Bigger Bang tour. I forget. Hey, I'm lost. But it's been, about 4 or 5 years back that you worked with us, and we were proud to have you, and just so proud of all your success.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you being here at Farm Aid. And also we have Molly Rockerman from Earth Dance Farms, St. Louis. Yeah. And Amy Whitteman, National Sustainable Agriculture Coalition. Wow. Please welcome them. Great. So, are we enjoying the day? Hearing some great music, huh? All right. Well, Jason's going to be up next, I think, after Gretchen, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Wilco's next, and then we're up.
Wilco and then you. Okay. Well, you got a little time.
Yeah, I got a little time.
All right. Well, tell me about the tour that you've been on. We were talking earlier. You said 18 months or so.
Yeah, we've been on the road for 18 months. This is actually our last week, so we added Farm Aid at the last minute, and really gives us a chance to come out here and not only share our music, but flex our activist muscles. We always try to put on concerts that are socially and environmentally conscious. We really want people to wake up during the concert or just be reminded that it's okay to think big and unreasonable and go out there and make a difference in the world.
I think a lot of you here with us may not realize this, but Jason is a farmer. He farms avocados in California.
That's right.
And he is very much about keeping those avocados in his region, in the area, so that they're used locally. So we all certainly applaud that. And what has it been, about 5-6 years now that you've been doing this?
It's been 5 years since I took over the trees. The trees are about 30 years old now, and when I moved in, they were 25 years old. And the trees luckily do it all themselves. You know, we just kind of stand back and be mindful and watch them grow and pick them when the time is right. Yeah.
Well, I'd also like you guys to know that, of course, I'm here also on behalf of the Mother Nature Network, MNN.com, which is the world's premier environmental website. And I want you to know that we did a special called 40 Under 40, which was 40 farmers under the age of 40. And Jason was #1 on that list. How cool is that? Very cool. That's great. Well, thanks again, Jason. Okay. All right, Molly, I want to hear about Earth Dance Farms. Tell me all about it.
Well, Earth Dance is based right here in St. Louis. We have partnered with the Open Space Council to try to keep this historic organic farm in production. It's the oldest organic farm right here in Missouri, and there's 14 acres of the best looking, most nutritious. I guess soil can be nutritious. Health does begin in the soil. Best soil you've ever seen. We want to keep it in production, so we're actually training new folks how to be farmers. We think that, you know, there's a lot of people now interested in getting these skills, and unfortunately maybe didn't grow up in farming families. So that's our mission, is to train beginner farmers and keep small farms in production.
Excellent, excellent. You know, I had a question earlier from somebody that asked the question, how do people know, you know, if they're buying, is there any way that they can know if they're buying locally grown foods, or if the organic labels mean what they say? Is there anything that you can address to that?
Well, I would say that, first of all, the organic seal is taken very seriously by the USDA. Something has to be 95% or more certified organic in order to have that stamp of approval on it. As far as if something's locally grown or not, the best advice I can give is to actually shop your local farmers markets. Go to your local farmers markets, meet your farmers, talk to them. You know, we offer farm tours on a regular basis. Come out, go out and see the land. A lot of growers are not actually certified organic because they are small, too small, don't like the paperwork. A lot of us farmers, busy enough out in the field, don't want to put in the paperwork. But it's like an open door, open gate policy. If you don't believe us, come check us out. You won't see Roundup in the back, shed. You won't see GMO seeds going into the ground. Just come out and check us out, and that's how you can know that we're doing what we're saying we're doing.
And just quickly tell folks, because it's not so easy to be an organic farmer. You do have to jump through some hoops. Just real quickly, what sort of things do you have to do to become certified organic?
Well, to become certified, like I said, is a lengthy process. A lot of paperwork. You have to keep very meticulous records. But I guess the main thing is that it just requires a lot more human labor. It actually requires humans to get their hands dirty, fancy that, and get them in the soil. People have to be out there manually weeding. They got to be out there with the hula hose. They got to be out there, tending to their fields, and not just, what's on the schedule to spray today. It's let's look at our fields. They say the best fertilizer for a farm is the farmer's footsteps. So you have to be out there on a regular basis.
It takes a lot more work, but darn well worth it, right? Amy, tell us about the National Sustainable Agriculture Coalition.
Sure. The National Sustainable Agriculture Coalition is a coalition of about 75 grassroots organizations from around the country that work with family farmers on the ground, and together they take common positions on federal farm policy. And then there's a staff of about 7 of us in Washington, D.C. that represent them in the halls of Congress and down at USDA. So we work on federal farm policy reform, and one of our biggest initiatives is trying to get more support for beginning farmers so that they can get a start on the land, so that they can farm sustainably or organically, and that they can stay in farming and be a real essential part of their rural economy.
Well, that's great. What sort of challenges do we have in getting that message across to our congressmen, to our leaders? I know that there's representatives here today from USDA, and I heard some pretty encouraging words from them, but could you talk about that just a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, it's really exciting. This is a wonderful time to be in the good food movement. There's a movement growing. There are so many people out there that care about where their food comes from. And there's this growing movement of people who want to get into farming. That's happening simultaneously with the new administration coming in, and folks like Deputy Secretary Kathleen Merrigan, who we all heard from this morning on stage. And yeah, give her a round of applause. She's doing an excellent job so far.
We need more people like her in power.
That's right. We need more people like Kathleen Merrigan who want to take it to the Hill, take it to USDA, to be in halls of Congress, spreading this message. Of course, there is a growing movement, but there are also very large forces at play that we're up against with a lot of money and a lot of power. And so we have to collect, our voices. We have to mobilize. We have to speak truth to power and talk about why it's really important that these folks are getting a start on the land, that other farmers, the movement around beginning farmers is really diverse. It's not just young people. The fastest growing population of new farmers are Latino, from the Latino backgrounds, new immigrants. So there's special challenges that new farmers face, especially those that didn't grow up on a farm. And so we have to craft policies that really address those challenges that are particular to this really diverse population that wants to get a start on the land.
Please.
I'd just like to add to that, one thing that I think would be so great, there's Match.com for finding your soulmate. Well, I think we need to have FarmMatch.com and have a matchmaking service for existing landowners and retiring farmers and new beginner farmers that need to find land, because that's one of the greatest struggles of a beginner farmer that didn't necessarily grow up with a farming heritage, is you don't have 100 acres in your family. You need to go out and find it, and that's a big enough obstacle in itself. So we need to have a FarmMatch.com.
Love it. Let's get to work on it. I know Jason's got to go here in a second because he's got a gig to do, but I do want to ask you, Jason, real quick, what about the next move musically? Are you going into the studio? You're going to stay on tour? What's going on?
I'm going to keep knocking on Willie Nelson's door. I've been doing so for 5 years. And this year I've gotten a lot of calls back, and in the last call I got actually was the invite to Farm Aid. So been looking forward to making some music with Willie very soon, and also that's going to put me into the studio in the springtime to make a new record.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jason. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Amy. Thank all of you for being around here today. It's been great fun for me. And I'm Chuck Lavelle signing off. See you at the stage.